Welcome to How to Become a Production SQL Database Administrator. My name is Raphael. In this video, we're going to continue with the performance monitor, but I'm going to show you how you can schedule a performance monitor on a daily or weekly basis. So open your performance monitor. Let's expand this. And on the upper left-hand page, you'll see a data collection set and user defined. Here I've already created one, but I'm going to create one from scratch. So go right-click, user defined, go new, data collector set. Call it something. I'll call it SQL counter, so we'll start with this in one. Go create manually advance. Next. You have options of what logs to create. We're going to be interested in performance counter. Go next and go add. And now you can start adding the counters that you're interested in. So they'll be saved and you don't have to constantly repeat them. I'm not going to do that because I've already done it with this. I'm going to show you here. But you'll add whatever counters you're interested in and press OK. And we're going to finish this right now. And then obviously you'll just finish. Now I'm going to open this. I'm going to go to the properties of this. And you'll see the counters that I've actually looked at right here. So this is the data collection set you're going to get. I've added a few more counters, as you can see, but that's entirely up to you what you select. So I've added SQL recompile and compile, page life expectancy, buffer cache hit, processor time, disk read, queue length, disk read and write. I've looked at the interface. Mine is a wireless interface. I want to look at the read and sent and received bytes on that. And then obviously the memory. But this is all something that's familiar to you now since I've gone through it. So once you do that and you go finish, you'll get this kind of a collector set performance. As you can see right now, if you click on the reports, user define, you can see also the reports that are going to be generated when you start this. Right now, you don't see any symbol here because it's still not started. So in order to start that collection on a daily basis or a schedule, right-click, go to Properties, and here you'll see the SQL counter properties that we just created. And here you can see Schedule. So I'm going to go hit Schedule, Add, and then obviously you can select the time. So the time right now here is 2:25. So I'm going to change this to 2:26. Or 2:27 maybe, while we discuss it. To too soon, make sure you do that, and it's PM. And obviously you can select which days do you want it. I'm just going to run it obviously just for today, which is Saturday. And then you can have the expiration. So it'll just run for that period of time slotted. Now obviously you'll have to make sure that you keep an eye on it because I don't see a time when it ends. So it'll expire on the midnight at that time. So obviously, by default, it'll end that same day, which means it'll run for approximately 9.5 hours on Saturday. So as soon as I go OK on this, apply, now I've set the schedule actually to run it. You can obviously run this manually. Now, while we're discussing, it's going to take another minute before it executes. But if you wanted to run it manually, all you have to do is go right-click and start. And that will take the process, and it will now run those counters that we're talking about. So that's how easy it is. And the other thing you note is that as this data collector set begins, you'll get our reports for it, and you can see the diagnostics of it. Now, obviously, then again, this saves a tremendous amount of trouble from constantly running this on a daily or weekly or monthly basis and trying to remember which counters you were trying to monitor. And this is a collective file that allows you to do that. So it's almost, let me just see what time it is, 48. So just take a note now, and in a few more seconds, this will start. And almost there. So that now it automatically started. As you can see, you'll see the little triangle symbol here. That means it's already started. And you can see that the output file is suddenly being generated to collect that file into this directory. And let me go over to that directory here so we can visually see the directory. It's under C, users, RAF, desktop. Well, actually it's on the desktop, so let me minimize this. It's actually right here. So there's the report that's being created, the file I should say, and it's taking data. And obviously if you were to now start and open various applications, it'll start recording that in memory. Let me look at some of the SQL, if we can get a SQL generating here. Connect to that, just run a, now obviously you're not going to see a tremendous amount of spikes here. Let's run that we've been talking about for the SQL. Let's run that quickly, and then that, and that should do it. So now let's minimize all these and kill all these processes, and go OK on that one. So that's obviously still running, as you can see. So now back to this. So now obviously it's going to continue until the end of the day, but obviously I'm going to stop it right now, so I'm going to go stop. And there it is. Now obviously you'll notice one thing immediately here is that a report has been generated for that session that I created. And if I go here and double click it, you can actually see that report. Same thing. So that's an easy way of accessing it. Now obviously, as you can see, these are the ones that I selected. So now if I want to run this on a weekly basis or a daily basis, as I mentioned, you don't have to reintroduce all the counters. As I click on these and click on the highlight, you can see that we want these compilations and recompilations to be low. Below we want the cache ratio to be high, this to be high also, and so on. And then obviously this will allow you to compare on a daily or weekly basis, or however you schedule it, to look at various counters and see the differences. There's another way where we can collect this data, which I think is a little better. Now this obviously gives us a tremendous amount of detailed information, which the other reporting tool does not, or monitoring tool does not, which I'll show you in the next video. But this is obviously a great way to capture all the data, and we don't want to repeat this on a daily basis or a weekly basis to attain these counters. So I just wanted to introduce you to that idea where you can get some statistics on a weekly or daily basis by using the data collector set, and then just set it in a schedule. Now obviously if you want to kill it, obviously you just change the schedule, go to properties. If you want to disable it, I should say, then obviously you can just remove it, which I'm going to, and apply, and we're okay. So that gives you a brief introduction to, now obviously if this is the file where it's located, obviously if I double click it, you can access it there also, so you don't necessarily have to open the performance monitor itself. If you want a quick snapshot of what's going on right here. So in the next one, what I'm going to be discussing now is, this is another feature that's being introduced, I believe in 2008 onwards, which is the data collection set. And I'm going to be introducing this concept in the next video. And this is a great way of also of accessing the accessing information of, oops, let me close this. Accessing information on resources consumption, and I'll be showing you how to do that in the next session. So I'll just leave it here and we'll continue with the next one. So my name is Raphael, and this is how to become a production SQL database administrator. See you in the next video.